Welcome back. In the previous part, we picked up Alan Richard. Quite a surprise to have a villain from a previous game appear in one of the Shining Stones. It should be obvious what I'm alluding to, if you know. Because it's obvious to me because of who appears on the loading when you start up the game, like I've said. I'll give you 1,000 mira if you give it back what you took. Give it back what you took. Yep, that was the sentence that was on the screen. Yep. Definitely. I didn't see a different sentence. No. What does my mind do? Like autocorrects. It's weird. Your secrets are safe with me. I mean, that one was on purpose. It was too obvious it was on purpose, wasn't it? I mean, come on. Right, so there was a barrier here that I wasn't aware of until I actually unsealed. Like, what are these things floating around? I'm like, see if there's any indicator as to, any clues as to what's really going on, sort of thing. Ooh. So much for luminous, the name of this place. Very shadowy now. Not turn the camera. I like those guys, they look adorable. Just what I need. Start a new game. Easy, normal, nightmare, hard. Read that in completely wrong order. Other nightmare. Like I said, what does my brain do? I don't know. It's an enigma all unto itself. Methinks go back. Methinks go back. Go back. Go back. And we'll go south. I have a feeling it's just going to be a chest. Yes. Start to notice the patterns in these games. 6 of 36. Perhaps the second gift will be unwelcome. And should it come to that, I would still dearly wish to be your friend. I got hiccups. The day we spent in that shop are and will always remain precious, no matter the answer. I always get random weird hiccups at times. And then I have to hold down my diaphragm. Yes, I can do that. You can probably do it yourself, you just don't know you can. Just hold down your diaphragm. And then you can defeat them. I know I don't have hands, but I want to hold yours. Aw, isn't that sweet? I refuse. 3 of 12. Oh my, Sato. Is it really you? Sato was Haruko's senior in college and belonged to the same club as her. Yep. That's a thing. Ah, look, there's a little circle here. It's adorable. Is this the right way? There's no problem with these dungeons. I won't get all the chests. Don't stop doing weird stuff. Stop it. Can you tell this treasure was outsourced? Yes. It's got that, feeling to it. Ooh. That's what it said. This treasure chest was supposed to have a witty saying. But with your blue blonde. That one, I'll allow. There's another teleporter, What? Have I missed some chests? Probably. You know how it is. Oh dear. I could be going back to places I've already been for all I know. Hello? What is that? Well, I think it's obvious who it's going to be. Maida? Now this is a surprise. I feel like I saw that in the lakeside laboratory Ouroboros was using. Looks to me to be a large archaism used by Ouroboros. Your reactions say there's more to it than that, however. You could say that, yeah. Let's go get that stone. Hello, Ren. After all this time, we finally found you. We must have spent a long while looking for that person inside. Then we shouldn't keep you waiting any longer. Let's hurry back to the garden and release them right away. Yeah. Thanks, Ries. Oh dear. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. Ooh. Have you seen those chests from Metabonia? The strong, silent type. Springed egg? Hack splutter. Sorry, I've got a bit of a chesty cough. Oh, there's another door. To choose left or to choose right. Only the cards know what the future holds. If you wish to step inside, present the card that governs fate. No? I like that they assumed a triangle formation. That's good. I was just having a nap. Can't believe it. It really is Ren. Looks like she's fast asleep. Papa. Mama. Why? Exclamation. Ren. Where am I? Oh, this is just a dream. Ren. Estelle? Joshua and Tita too? What a nice dream this is. Aww. Ren. Blorfed? She's been blorfed? Oh. Oh, silly Estelle, you're supposed to be older than me. You shouldn't be acting like a clingy child. You're so warm though. And you smell so nice. Almost like this isn't a dream at all. What's going on? Ren, this... What are you doing here? No, never mind that. What am I doing here? It's okay, Ren. I'm going to explain now, so try and stay calm, okay? You see, we're not... Alright. Don't come any closer. It's just like, alright. You take another step towards me, I will kill you. I'll try and handle this, Estelle. Do you mind taking a step back? Okay. I'm happy to see you again, Ren. How have you been all this time? How is that any of your business? You're just as bad as Estelle is, Joshua. I want you to leave me alone and stop following me around. I figured you must have noticed. You're right. For the past few months, we've been traveling around trying to find you. We're in Crossbell at the moment, too. Are we getting warmer? You're in Crossbell? Why? Why do you want to find me so much? We just want a chance to talk with you. We heard from a reliable source that you haven't been back to Liberl since we last fought. Is that true? What's that got to do with either of you? All I want is to be left alone. I don't want to see, yes. I don't want to talk to either of you. I don't want to see you, that's what I said. So, why won't you just leave me be? Because... Sorry, Ren. This one's on me. Ever since you flew off, I haven't been able to get you off my mind. Been getting Joshua to look into where you might be, and we've been going around chasing down every possible lead. That's why I'm so happy to finally be able to see you again like this. But... Oh, I get it now. You're lying, aren't you? Maybe all of this is just a cover for the fact you're trying to capture me. What? Sorry to disappoint you, but I don't know about as much as Joshua does about Ouroboros. Even if you catch me, you're not going to get anything useful out of me. And even if I did know lots of dirty secrets, I wouldn't tell you. I bet you feel really stupid for wasting your time now. Wait a second, that's not... Or are you going to try and... your luck anyway? You sure brought a lot of familiar faces for backup. Even I might have trouble taking on this many people at once. But I'm confident I'll leave at least a few of you headless before I end up beaten. Ren, gotta be kidding me. What are we supposed to do, Shadow? Don't ask me, this doesn't look good. Well, I think I know who you are now. Ouroboros Enforcer number XV. Yes, the Angel of Slaughter, correct? It's pronounced 15. You certainly do know me. I don't know you, though. Are you a knight of the church? Yes, I'm Ries Argent, a squire. While I may not be very familiar with your circumstances, would it hurt you to behave less like a self-centered child? Excuse me? Did you call me a self-centered child? From what I've heard, your intelligence and deductive reasoning have few peers. That led you to joining Ouroboros, obtaining both the current rank and abilities you have now. So unless I'm wrong, I find it very hard to believe you haven't already figured out that this isn't a trap we've set to capture you. And yet you still expect us to waste our time and humor your little temper tantrum? So yes, I did call you a self-centered child. Ries, no, this'll work. That's the thing, it'll work. Damn, she sure doesn't mince words. Why, you're a brave one, aren't you, miss? Did I hear a lowly squire like you trying to provoke an enforcer like me? You must really want to end up splattered all over the floor. I could say the same to you. I have no idea why everyone else here regards you favorably, but I, for one, have no interest in being friends with someone from Ouroboros. So if a battle is what you want, I'll be more than happy to oblige. Oh no. Ries? A Templar sword, huh? Those can certainly be a rude awakening in the right hands. Of course, everyone else who's tried to challenge me with one ended up being quite predictable after a while. Before long, they were all begging for mercy like pigs about to be slaughtered. It was ever so pitiful. I can't wait to hear you do the same. Ren? No. Do you actually want to fight? Or do you only intend to stand around trying to sound threatening? I suppose that is enough talking. Come on, you two. Both of you stop it. Tita? Hey. Wait a sec. Why are you two of you so desperate to try and fight when you know you don't really want to? Ren, you were trying to make it sound like you don't care about Estelle and Joshua, but deep down you're happy to see them again, and you know it. And Ries, you've already realized that Ren's not actually a bad person. It doesn't matter that she's from Ouroboros. Well, I'm happy? Of course I'm not. Why would I possibly be... Then why did you look so happy when Estelle hugged you? Right up until the moment you realized this was all real, you were acting like it was the best dream you've ever had. And now you're saying you don't want to talk to them? That you don't want to see them? Hold on a minute, Tita. And that's not true at all. It's not true at all, so just admit it. Aww. Sweetie. I swear, she just cut my life short about 10 years. What the hell was she thinking? Look at you, honestly. I thought you were a year older than me, you know? And here you are, crying away. Not setting a very good example. I can't help it. What am I supposed to do when you guys finally see each other again and all you do is end up fighting? That's just too sad. Hey! What are you crying for? Why did you have to? You know the answer to that already, Ren. Because she likes you. She does? Hey, Ren? I know we've still got our differences, but how about we put all that aside and call a truce for now? A truce? As I'm sure you can tell, we're in the middle of a really messy situation right now. And however you got here, you've ended up being dragged right into it with us. I'd say it's all in our best interest to work together. At least until we get out of here anyway. What do you say? That's certainly true. There's still plenty we don't know about our predicament. Having someone with your intellect on our side may well help us to fill in the remaining blanks. In fact, I would greatly welcome your assistance. Yeah, I'm with the Colonel. I'm not a Colonel, Estelle. Regardless, I think it would be in your best interest to work with us too. Cooperating will allow you to gather information more efficiently, as well as make it easier for you to ensure your own safety. That's true. It's obvious that wherever we are, it's somewhere abnormal. So it goes without saying that having me around would be a big help to all of you. Alright, out of respect for Teacher's bravery, I'll spare you all this time. Fill me in on exactly what's going on here. Oh. Thanks, Ren. It's just so we're clear. I haven't decided whether I'm going to work with you or not yet. All I'm promising is to listen to your explanation of what's happening. Then I'll decide if I'll help. So she'll help. Okay. I see. I think I've got a pretty good idea of what's going on now. Whoever chose this place's name couldn't have picked a better one, could they? What? Have you figured something out that we hadn't? Possibly. I'm still not completely certain yet. But I'm relatively confident in my theory after hearing the Colonel's story, though. Me? Mm-hmm. My own experience was the same as everyone else's, ending up here after being surrounded by a sudden white light. Did you say you weren't wearing your uniform when it happened, right, Colonel? How many times must I? Well, whatever. I wasn't. As I explained to everyone when I first arrived, I was wearing a shirt and slacks as I do every other day at work. Alright, just checking. So then tell me something. Would you say you have quite a strong emotional attachment to that uniform? Pardon? Oh, that's a definite yes. It's a symbol of your past. The past you can't quite move on from, even though you need to. Am I right? Yes, you are. Richard. It's no surprise you feel that way from my perspective. And lo and behold, the moment you appeared in this world, you're wearing that very same uniform again. Whatever do you think that could mean? That would mean when I arrived here, my attachment to the past ended up being manifested as reality. Exactly, this all comes back to, this is all about Kevin. In other words, this world is capable of changing based on people's thoughts. Oh. Now it makes sense. Not to me it doesn't. Can you explain in slightly less complicated terms for the rest of us? See, the way my mind's at the moment, based on all the little details here with what's going on with the Lord of Phantasma, is that I've got two possibilities in my head. Either we're going the persona route and it's actually Kevin. It's his true self, or his darker self, his darker thoughts, or that type of stuff. Or it's going to be a certain someone who died, who has been manifested here, who he's responsible for their death, that sort of thing. Just saying. That's the two thoughts I've got at the moment. Could you explain in slightly less complicated terms? It's actually a really simple thing. Remember how Luciola used the gospel to make your experience a dream, right? Right. The dreams we saw were different depending on what we wanted to see, too. Of course, unlike that, this isn't a dream, but the concept is basically the same. Anyway, just like in Luciola's dream worlds, this world changes depending on what the people inside it want. It also happens to recreate places that exist in their memories, too. It all falls into place nicely once you simplify it, doesn't it? So it does. It explains the monuments we've encountered and how the doors work too. Still, while that explanation may explain the contents of this world, I find it hard to believe that any of us would desire the predicament we found ourselves in. Oh, I don't disagree. We're not the only ones here though, are we? Oh, so in other words, many of the contents of this world exist because of us, but its overall structure is the result of someone else within it. From what I can gather, yes. And I'm leaning towards Kevin. It all started when he picked up the cube, so what exactly is making all of this possible is the part I'm still puzzling over. Making people's wishes reality was the purpose of the aureole, but now that's been lost and I can't think of anything else capable of doing the same. It's easy for all of us to point the finger at who wish for this world to behave the way it does, at the very least. The Lord of Phantasma. Exactly. Based on everything that's been said, they weren't in this world originally. That was just the ghost you've encountered. Till the Lord of Phantasma, she simply watched over this place from the garden here. Then she showed up, stole her power. But then they showed up, stole her power, and started remaking the world according to their own whims. The result is what we're stuck in right now. Well, what do you think? Wow. Damn, feels like you just popped your head in and solved all these crazy mysteries like they were nothing. Certainly impressive. Even I hadn't been able to deduce quite that much. Most of the stuff's there if you pay attention. You really are a genius, Ren. I'm sure you could have worked this much out if you really put your mind to it, Joshua. Unless Estelle's stupidity is actually contagious and rubbed off on you. Well, that's not very nice. Pretty sure that's not the case. Dearie me. Either way, sounds like this Lord of Phantasma person likes games just as much as I do. And without me, I don't know if you'll be able to beat them. So suppose I better lend you all a hand. Hope you're all very grateful. Yeah, sure. It's nice to have a cutie like you on board, Ren. Well, now that that's settled, it's time to use that cube to take us back to the 5th plane so we can move on. Now that we've gotten closer to working out what's going on, we should be able to move on to the next part of the game board now. I'm guessing our opponent's ready to make their next move, too. Someone's confident. Still have it your way. It's not as though we have any option other than to press on. I'm expecting we'll encounter a devil at the end of this plane, just like we have at all the others. We should only move on, and we're sure we can handle it. Can't really do without the extra trouble. Then again, kind of curious what these devils are like in reality. Would you like to come and have a look with me, Tita? I'm not sure just the two of us going would be such a good idea. Aw, she's so opposed to being with us earlier, but look at her now. Yeah, I'm actually glad she came around. Hopefully we get a chance to talk to her while we're in here too. Yeah. Analyze? What are you doing? Well, you heard what Ren said earlier, right? About how this world changes as a result of what people inside want? Yeah, but what does that have to do with this? She's desperately trying to wish a stuffed toy into existence with the power of her mind. Hey, I'm trying to concentrate here. Be a little more quiet. Let go of a fluffy, beard-eyed palm. Beady-eyed palm. Beard-eyed. Oh. Or maybe a nice silky bear, or a super soft panda, or a Mishi. There's so many wonderful choices, I can't decide what to go with. Concentrate, you can't even decide what you want. Please focus on one of them and see how that goes before getting greedy. Let go of a fluffy, beady-eyed palm. Yep. She looks happy enough just daydreaming even without a gospel to make her dreams come true. Trust Annalise to cook up an idea like this. She might come across as silly to some, but can't help but be impressed by her boundless optimism. It is an interesting concept, I must say. I would have thought this world changes in accordance to the thoughts and desires of those within. If what Ren was saying about discovering that being one of the conditions to move on to the 6th plane is true, we must be reaching the end of this particular plane. Still, I never thought this place would test our reasoning and deductive skills to this extent. Starting to enjoy this. I know how you feel. All the crap about how Phantasma's made up is giving me a headache. It doesn't take a genius to figure out just how strong the fiends in it are getting the farther in we go. Gonna have to get a hell of a lot stronger if we want to stand a chance against them. The fight against the devil at the end of the plane's anything to go by. Kevin can handle them just fine. We can't go shoving the burden of doing the tough fights onto him every time. We need to kick into high gear at some point too. If the world we're in really does change as a result of our thoughts, then we're going to need more than just physical strength in the battles ahead. We're going to need mental strength too. I'd be surprised if that wasn't what the Lord of Phantasma had in mind. His condition stabilized a lot compared to before. So, he does still have a small fever, but it's nothing worth freaking out about. Little fever never hurt anybody. If you need help exploring, you're welcome to ask me to come along anytime. This guy's condition has stabilized a lot compared to before. You'll be back to your usual self in no time. Seems to be sleeping soundly. It seems like the situation we're in is even more severe than I feared. We've discovered a number of rules that govern this world, all implemented by the Lord of Phantasma. But what if they created a rule that dictates we can't actually leave this world? I really hope it may turn out to be that ghost, especially given how the Lord of Phantasma's power seems unable to affect the garden. I can't deny that there's still a part of me that refuses to move on from the past. Sooner or later I'll have to completely put it behind me and move on. I missed something up, Colonel? Nothing major, no. She's not a major, Richard. I was just lost in thought. Are you still thinking about what I said earlier? You really are a perceptive one. You wouldn't be interested in coming to work at the RNA research, would you? I'm sure someone with your level of foresight would be a valuable asset to us. Maybe I'll give it some thought if you play with me again. Maybe. Our playtime at Grandson Castle ended up getting interrupted before it really started. So I'm up for another try if you are. Ren, please. I totally forgot they ended up fighting when Ouroboros tried attacking the capital. I think I'll think about it. Ren? Take care, okay? Oh dear. Joshua, what are you doing here? Oh, not much. I was just giving some thought to what we might find ourselves up against during the remainder of our time here. Why would you waste time doing that when we'll find out by proceeding anyway? You don't need to worry about anything as long as I'm with you all. I suppose you're right. It's amazing to think that this world is where people's thoughts become reality. Even after all we've seen so far, I still find myself doubting that could even be possible. It certainly makes sense. Still, if we assume that everything that's happened so far has gone according to plan for the Lord of Phantasma, then I think it's about time we started trying to change that, Still, enough is enough. The Lord of Phantasma has had things their way for far too long. Oh, Ren! Oh, are you going off with Estelle, Tita? Why can't I go too? It's boring being here all on my own. Sorry. I know, I'll go shopping with you again to make up for it. Maybe we can try to find something as nice as those brooches we bought last time. I'm sure we can. It reminds me though, I one exactly like them in a tiny little shop a while back. The jewel in the middle was red though. Oh, you're so lucky. You're all sold out of those in the shopping ransel. Really wanted a red one too. I know. Why don't we go on a shopping trip together sometime then? We could go to somewhere really far away. You'd like the Eastern Quarter in Calvert, that's for sure. You could spend a whole day shopping there and never feel bored. But really, I wonder what kinds of cute accessories they'd have there. Oh yeah, let me tell you about the pendant I bought a while back. These two sure are having fun together. Had a really huge stuffed bear in a shop in the Empire a while back. It's as big as a grown man. What, really? I don't want to see it now. We'll have to go shopping together again sometime. Sure, I don't mind. But first we're going to have to get out of the Phantasma, aren't we? Oh, right. Ren's so lucky to be able to visit all the shops, isn't she? I want to go and see more of them too. And so, that is us done for this part. In the next part, we'll carry on and see where the plane will take us next. Ta-ta for now.